Whether you're just now starting your spiritual journey or you've been on it for a while, I want to take this moment to go ahead and share with you all my experiences from where I started to where I'm at currently. Really, with the intention that somewhere in my story it can inspire you or enlighten you. What's up, y'all? If you've been here before, welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Tierica, and I like to post videos about the law of assumption, manifestation, and mindset shifting, sharing my own personal beliefs and experiences with the intention that you can take something from what I talk about, apply it to your life so you can create the reality of your dreams. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's video. I swear I always trip over that part, y'all. Anyway, today's video, I'm really just going to be sharing with you my experience with, I'm going to call it my spiritual journey, because I don't even want to say my experience with the law of attraction or the law of assumption, because it's really just a spiritual journey at the end of the day. And it's, to me, it's about discovering or relearning who you are, what you're capable of, and really what you came here to do. So let's go ahead and start the video. I am pretty sure a lot of you heard of the documentary, The Secret. I can't remember if somebody recommended it to me or if it just popped up, but knowing me, one of my clients had to have recommended it to me. And however it came about, The Secret is where it all began. So I watched The Secret. I know that I watched the documentary on Netflix, and I just remember being in awe, learning that you can manifest things into your life. You can attract things that you desire, you can attract them. In The Secret, it talks about the law of attraction. And of course, after I saw the documentary, I went straight to YouTube and I started following a lot of coaches. And I was obsessed. I remember being obsessed. I am a lash tech currently, and I just know that when I learned about the law of attraction, I went on YouTube and like I said, I subscribed to all these YouTubers, coaches, whatever you want to call them, and I was listening to them all day, every single day. And it was very enlightening, okay? I learned so much. I was into meditation, I was into chakras, I was into Reiki, I was into the Tibetan bowls, into balancing your chakras, like all of that stuff. I have crystals everywhere. I had sage. I had Palo Santo. It's just I was so open and enlightened, and I really became a new person. Before I learned about the law of attraction, I had the tendency to kind of have a little attitude all the time, be a little angry. I was just a little rowdy. I was a little more rowdy than how I am now. And when I had this like spiritual awakening, I really became another version of myself. And I noticed the changes in me, but so did the people around me. Things that stood out to me was I was a lot nicer to people. I would engage in conversations with people. I wasn't angry and having road rage all the time. I had friends in the car with me that would be so used to me cussing cars out and, flipping them off and those kind of things. And when my friends got in the car with me and I wasn't doing those things no more, I was just being so peaceful and zenned out. They were just like, where's our friend at? Where did she go? Because this is not her. And I just explained to them, like, y'all, I'm another person now. I'm a new version of myself. Like, I just feel more at peace. It feels better. There's no reason in being angry. So I was very much on this, like, my mama called me a tree hugging hippie. And then she called me a flower child. So those were like the two best ways to describe me, I guess. So, of course, with the law of attraction, you probably already know that it is very centered around being high vibrational and attracting things to you. The universe is conspiring in your best interest to give things to you, but the universe may be testing you. those kind of ideas, and I was very much wrapped up in those. And I mean, of course, they felt so real to me. And I just remember certain things that I would be going through, and I'm just like, the universe is testing me, but I'm gonna make it through this test. I'm always gonna see it through. I'm always gonna make it out on the other side. So that was definitely like a place in life that I was at, and I'm very appreciative for it. But I am even more appreciative to the perspective that I have now. So as I continue to evolve, I just really listened to a lot of different people, and there were so many different like techniques and so many different methods. And I just remember like always wanting to manifest things, and I would just pick things that I wanted to manifest. So I would do the water method where you write down something that you want to manifest, and you tape it to a cup and you pour the water in there and you let it sit overnight, or you put crystals inside the water and you set it outside under the new moon or the full moon. And I was very in sync with the moon, and it like y'all, it was a lot. Like I went deep, like I was deep off in it, okay? And it was very beautiful. It was very fun. It was a great time in my life. And I just remember looking at somebody's video one day because I wanted to manifest a specific person. And I think I was just wanting to know how to better manifest this person because the techniques that I was trying wasn't working. Like they just weren't working. They were a hit or a miss. Sometimes they would work and sometimes they wouldn't work. And I just didn't like the idea of them not working. So I remember being on YouTube one day, and this was like, I want to say it was like 2 years ago. So I remember being on YouTube and I was watching it, and I was watching a girl named Ava, and she was talking in her video because she was talking about how she manifested this specific person. And I was new to like the whole SP thing, and I didn't really quite understand it. I was just like, okay, let me see what she's talking about. And she mentioned a YouTuber who she learned from, and I immediately was like, oh my gosh, I have to go find her then. If she learned from whoever she's talking about, I need to go find her. So the YouTuber that she was talking about, which I'm pretty sure if y'all are familiar with the law of assumption, then you know who Sammy Ingram is. So Ava basically had stated that she had learned about the law of assumption, and then it was like a new light bulb went off in my head. I was like, oh, the law of assumption, what is this? I've never heard of this before. And like I said, I went and found Sammy and I started watching her videos, and when I tell y'all, I fell in love with her. I honestly can say that I feel like I wouldn't be in the place that I am today or right now if I hadn't have found her. I don't know what life would look like, but I'm just grateful that I found her channel because the way she explained everything, it just made so much sense. Everything was so clear. It just, she explained everything so perfectly. And it's like another little light bulb went off inside of me, and I was like, wow, she has just simplified this. I went and unsubscribed to everybody that I had been subscribed to because it was too many different people, it was too many different thoughts, too many different ideas. And when I understood the law of assumption, basically the ideas behind that, everybody is speaking from their perspective, and their perspective is what worked for them. So my perspective worked for me, but I'm sharing it because something from my perspective may also work for you. But learning from too many different people, you start to get confused, and you may start to feel like something's not working because it's too many different ideas, and you really don't need to go and learn all this different stuff because you're already naturally who you are, and you already are naturally manifesting anyway. And I learned all of this stuff from watching all of her videos. I kid you not, I watched all of her videos. I just would stay up super late at night just watching them over and over and over because I wanted to understand them. And I was starting to understand what affirmations meant. I started to understand how affirming actually what affirming actually looks like. And it's really like she's always said, it's just your thoughts and what you're thinking. And it made me realize the person that I had been and the person that I was becoming. Because before completely comprehending this information, I would be a person, especially like I have very strong points, but I also have some areas that are not as strong. And one of my not so strong areas was relationships. Like when it came to relationships with men, I just always would think so negatively. And like I said, I do lashes. If my clients aren't talking, all I have is time to just think in my head all day. And I would be thinking of all these negative scenarios with no proof, no evidence. I'm just thinking of these negative scenarios of how they're lying to me or they're not being loyal to me. And of course, those eventually would always play out. And I'm like, see, I know I was right. But then comprehending how your thoughts create, it's just like I shifted and I'm just realizing I was the problem. I created these experiences for myself unknowingly. So, a lot of times when I say you create things unconsciously, that's because it's just things that you are naturally persisting in because that's just the nature of who you are before you come into this space of conscious awareness where you are conscious of all of your thoughts, where you're conscious of your actions and you're conscious of the words that you're speaking. If you're not aware of those things, to me, you are definitely in a more unconscious state of being, and therefore you are unconsciously creating your reality, whether it's things you like or you dislike. But when you move into a conscious state of awareness, you can consciously create everything that you do desire effortlessly. So after understanding that, I was so excited about life. And what happened next is after knowing this information for maybe, it wasn't a whole year, it was maybe 9 months, I experienced something that was extremely traumatic. I still to this day don't talk about it. I know I will eventually, but it's just something that was very traumatic that I would never want to experience again in life. And by me experiencing this extremely traumatic circumstance, I instantly want to say I instantly woke up and I completely understood life in a different way than anything prior to that. And it was whatever you believe, that is what you're going to experience. You control every single thing, no matter what it is, you're in control of it. If there's something you don't like, you can change it. And there are no limits to that. There are no restrictions to that. If you will allow yourself to be open minded, if you will allow yourself to think outside of the box and be completely illogical, there's no cap, there's no max on what you can experience for yourself. And although the situation was extremely heartbreaking, it gave me a completely new perspective in life, and I will forever be grateful for the situation no matter what, because it completely changed who I am as a person. And I can say now I just feel so much more free. I don't have the same type of overwhelming thoughts that I used to have. I don't think negatively the way that I used to. And especially in certain areas where, and I am able to point them out to myself now. Like if I encounter something and I immediately go ahead and start affirming in my favor because it's something that I desire, I kind of notice, I'm like, oh, I love this version of me, because another version of me would have instantly went to all of the negative thoughts and why and the what ifs, and I would have just drowned myself in those thoughts. And I no longer do that. I only understand life in the matter of you can have whatever you want. There's no max, there's no cap, there's no limitation to that. However free you want to be is how free you can be. However many limitations you want to remove for yourself, you can definitely experience that. And all it takes is you deciding, meaning you have a desire, you decide that it's yours, and after you decide that it's yours, you persist in it. You can't, or you don't want to decide on something and then persist in it for a little bit, feel like you're not seeing no results, so then you waver and start thinking against it. By doing so, you're only manifesting the opposite of what you want. But by deciding and only persisting in what you want, no matter how long it may seem that it takes, you persist no matter what, it's going to show up. So that's basically my journey in a nutshell. It started off, in my opinion, very limited. I was waiting on a full moon to release things, and I was waiting on a new moon to manifest, and I had to have certain crystals, and I had to hold my hands a certain way, and I had to be a specific kind of person and vibrate super high and be this happy-go-lucky person all the time, and I had to only give gratitude. Like, I had to give gratitude for like, it was just so many rules, I feel like, that I had placed on myself just from listening to all these different people. And although it did help me, and I'm very appreciative for the experience, I'm even more appreciative for where I'm at now, because like I said, it's very freeing. And that's why I decided to just share my experiences, share my thoughts, share my beliefs, because someone else decided to do that and it helped me so much. So I can do the same thing and share and intend that what I'm sharing is helping other people as well. Because there's no reason for us to suffer. There's no reason for us to experience a world where we're not living in our complete happiness. We're creators, and sometimes people say, well, creation is finished. And yes, it is. Everything that you can desire does exist right now. It literally is existing, and it's just waiting for your instructions, which are your affirmations and your thoughts, so that it can come into your experience, into your reality. But when I say you are a creator, think of it this way. A painter is a creator, and you're not going to tell them that they're not a creator because the tools are already created. Their paint, their paint brushes, the chalk, the pencils, everything that they use, it's already created, right? So they can take any piece that they want from all their supplies and create this beautiful masterpiece. Their masterpiece is the creation. That is what they have created. So you being the creator of your reality, your affirmations are your tools, okay? All of your thoughts are your paintbrushes and your paints and your pencils. And how you formulate your affirmations, how you formulate your thoughts, your inner conversations, and what you're persisting in, all of that combined creates your masterpiece, and your masterpiece is your reality, your world, your 3D that you live in every day. So if you see your masterpiece, because you're creating it, whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, you're creating it. So if you look at your masterpiece, look at your world, and if you don't like what you see, use different tools, which means think different thoughts. Change your affirmations, change who you're being, so that you can experience the creation, the masterpiece that you want. So that's all I have for you in this video. I was trying to keep it short, and I see that it is very long. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me below. If you watch this video to the end, I appreciate you so much, and I will see y'all in the next video.